helped shape our nation. Through this journey is steep and challenging. My fellow 5th graders are going to take you on our path to freedom. So give it up for the class of 2018.
Colonies were living peacefully under Britain's rule as we enter into our open valley. As we embark on our path to freedom, the road starts to get bumpy while Great Britain goes further and further in debt through the 7 Years' War.
And now, I get to present it in a dress to the princess? It was me. I was the one who grew it, watched over it, all those weeks it was growing. Indigo is the crop that everyone wants. And I was the first person, that old lady, who grew it. Wait, but what if she doesn't like the color, or the pearls on the hem? Then all my hard work will go to waste, and I'll look like a fool in front of Benjamin Franklin and the whole entire crowd. No, don't do this, Liza. You need to stay strong. I can do this. Your Majesty, it's an honor to meet you on such a grand day.
It's a pleasure.
I've been working on this dress for months, and I made it custom for you. The dress includes satin fabric lining and a silk dress with curls on the bottom. It is dyed with indigo ink that I drew.
How generous. You may present the dress. It's beautiful. You didn't have to do this.
Not to worry. Enjoy.
In 1756, King Louis got a letter from King George declaring war on France. What if we tax the French? Then we could get out of debt.
If you do that, the French are vacant. Do you want me to be a good king?
Did you have any better ideas? Sir, a letter for Britain?
What is it?
Dear King Louis, I am sorry as communist, but I am declaring war on you. It has come to my attention that you have been building on land that is officially claimed by Britain, and your colonies are very useful for us. Therefore, I must attack.
You're in debt. You have almost no line.
That is true. There is almost no hope for me in this war. That must be why Britain declared war. I have no choice. France will put up a fight. We will not surrender. France will put up a fight. King George just sent his letter to declaring war on France. I am afraid we'll have to go to war. Ready the battalion to get messengers to tell us to join the colonists or leave the land.
Yes, right away, sir.
You,
Yes.
give me the war planner.
Yes, and you need anything else?
Not right now. I cannot believe those Frenchmen wanted to steal my land. I must beat King Louis and regain our land. Because Britain is polluted and overpopulated, therefore we'll need more land to increase. But how should I treat the French colonists? Should I treat them with respect and the same as my colonists? Or should I drive them off my land? I think they'll probably leave, but if they stay, I'll treat them with respect and the same as my colonists. Wait, after this, go get something to eat and refresh yourself.
Thank you, good sir.
you doing, Phyllis?
I was...
Go back to work and don't be late for your Greek and Latin educational classes this time.
Sorry, Mrs.
What is this?
Oh, Mrs.
I asked, what is this?
Sorry, Mrs. If you excuse me, I'm going to skip this class. Oh, hi. I wish the world could see my poems. It's been my dream since I was a little girl. I wish I could be free and write my poems without secret. I don't know much about my early days. I just know Susanna's not my mom. What if I never find my home? What if I never free myself? I hope not. Okay, I'm dead. Let's hope she is.
Why did this come to my house?
Good morning, Mrs. And wow, I'm on the news page. I'm the first African American woman poet.
You're what?
Oh, I'm the first African American poet.
The Revolutionary War is the beginning of our historical hill. The tensions start rising as our hill gets steeper. Some aspects of the hill are challenging, like picking the right path to get up the hill or coming to a fork in the road. The British are turning from close allies to revolution enemies.
On August 1735, Andrew Hamilton is defending John Peter Zenger, who has been accused of libel.
Order in the court. We are here for the case of John Peter Zenger, who has been accused of libel.
Your Honor, I do admit that this man has printed the papers, but just look, he said nothing wrong in the face of truth. He only wishes to shine the light on a different spot. He has said countless times in his life where pain came without his permission. Free men have a right to complain when heard. They have a right to oppose arbitrary power by speaking and writing truth. To assert with courage they have of the senses of liberty, the value they put upon it in their resolution. To prove for one of the greatest blessings, heaven may be so, there is no libel if the truth is told.
Thank you. Now I want the jury to convict Zenger if they believe he printed the charges.
Okay. Good job, Andrew. You did great. There's nothing to write down. This may be a big case, but you become much harder ones. I mean, who cares what King George thinks of this man? How can he be Zenger's guilty? He did nothing wrong. He almost spoke with colonists point of view in his papers. When I read the New York Review Journal, I thought of it brilliantly. Who would have thought that one German American printer would put another big building block of liberty? This helped us take another step for freedom.
Your Honor, we have looked it over and have found that John Peter Zenger is with a verdict of not guilty.
All charges withdrawn.
John Hancock and Sidman Adams are discussing the idea of a protest for the statement.
Listen up! All printed materials shall now be taxed. We shall call this a Stamp Act.
British soldiers are traveling around to all the colonies and announcing the same message. Look here, Sidman Adams. The headline says that a Stamp Act has reached Boston and the colonists are angry. Why are they taxing these materials? This is outrageous.
Yeah,
we should start a protest.
No taxation without representation.
I realized just then that I could have a career in politics. I feel great that I'm helping make a difference. I know that I'm going to help the American colonies earn their freedom by helping the colonists restore the Stamp Act.
No taxation without representation. No taxation without representation. Down the Stamp Act.
protests to put pressure on the Parliament. Adams also protested due to King George's decision to tax the colonists and the Library of Congress.
We will tax the colonists so we can get more money.
That is not fair.
I don't care what's fair or not fair, Mr. Adams. I have the right to tax the colonists.
They don't have the right to be heard. I should make no alliance.
So how are you making alliance, Mr. Adams?
By meeting up with other colonists to help us. I think making an alliance with the colonists will help us repeal the taxes. But how shall I respect them while leading them? Do I treat them with discipline? Do I treat them with encouragement? Or do I treat them with encouragement? Encouragement. This won't be the last you hear about King George.
Henry is deciding whether or not to do his famous "Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death" speech at the Virginia Convention in March of 1770. William, you're a good friend. Tell me the truth. Do you think I should express myself about how I feel about the British?
Patrick, I think you should express yourself until your decision.
Should I give this speech? I have got to do it. If I don't do it now, I will regret this decision for the rest of my life. This is the one time I will have this chance. I will express myself to the fullest and always be proud of myself. Let's do it. Our veterans are already in the field. Why we stand here idle? Is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it. Almighty God, I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. Woo!
Thomas Paine presents his pamphlet, Common Sense to Civilians. Folks, listen up. I'm going to tell you why choosing the path of a revolutionary is common sense.
Why should we listen to you?
Benjamin Franklin told me to come to the colonies. These colonies were great till the British started taxing us.
Maybe if we just ask the British to stop, they will.
No, we have tried and they've attacked us at Lexington and Concord. We must stop this from getting any further.
The king is a good person.
Why don't they understand that democratic governments are much better than kings and queens? The people should be the ones who get to vote, not because of bloodlines. We need to have taxation with representation, not taxation without representation. Think about it. Democratic governments are much better than kings and queens. The people should be the ones who get to vote who's in charge, not because of bloodlines.
He's right. We should join the rebel side, because then we'll get all our rights.
You're right. We will get all our rights.
We must win this war!
Peggy Schuyler has to save her sister, who's in danger of being kidnapped by a British mob.
Where's Catherine? She isn't downstairs, is she? Those scoundrels better not lay a hand on my dog.
Oh no, we can't just leave her down there. I'll go, it's the only way. But the mob, they could attack you or hurt you. They could kill you. And they may do the same to Catherine if we don't hurry. Father has gone to get help and they will leave when they find out he isn't here. Until then, I have to get Catherine to safety. What am I thinking? I can't do this. I should just wait for Father to get help. But if I don't, who knows what they will do to Catherine? They could take her and hurt her or use her as leverage for the war and it'll all be my fault. I have to save her before it's too late. I'm coming, Catherine.
Well, if there's no stopping you, then all I can tell you is to stay safe.
I will, don't worry.
running, we are charging up this hill. This hill seems to never end, but we have to do something about it. When the terrain gets rough, while they're tired, they are motivated to get over this hill and to declare our independence.
All Revere is good on the famous midnight ride.
Hello, Paul. I heard you called. Do you need anything?
Good. The British are playing a race. We have to find where they're coming from. Will you help me?
Yes, I'll help you. What should I do?
You can go down that way. I'll go that way. We'll meet up in Lexington.
Got it. Reach there.
I don't know if I can do this, but I must. Stanley Adams and John Hancock will get arrested if I don't. I will get Robert Newman till I one land through the British on my land, or two with my sea, but only for a few seconds. Robert, I need you.
Yes, what?
I need you to go to the Colonial church and at one land through the British on my land, or two from my sea.
Okay,
I'll
I'll
tell you
do
where
it.
they're coming from. Have a good night. Thank you.
The British are coming by sea!
Rebecca Mott and her 3 daughters have been kicked out of their own house, and she is now talking with Henry Lee. This is unfair. No one should have the right to confine me to a few rooms and kick me out of my own house. I can't live like this. No one should have the right to kick me out of my own house. I need to do something about this. I know it has to be big to help the soldiers surrender. Maybe a fire, but that can be dangerous. No, this needs to be done, and I know just who I need to assist. Who's looking for me?
What does it mean?
I need your help to get the soldiers out of my house.
There's no way to get the soldiers out of your house.
I have a plan, but it might be dangerous. Let my house catch on fire.
Are you sure that will work? It seems to lose.
Well, if we burn down the house, which I know is a very valuable fort to the British, they will lose a great advantage, and it will help the rebel cause.
I see your point. That's something I'm willing to do.
Okay, so if I tell you my plan, do you agree to help?
Very well, I agree. First, we need to approve your plan.
Thank you first.
George Washington is with the Continental Congress, and he is being appointed commander of the Continental Army.
Good day, sir.
Good day, gentlemen.
I hope you're ready to take on this high honor job.
What a fine day it is to be appointed commander of the Continental Army. I shall do my best, sir.
I do believe it. Sir, you are the right man for this quite difficult job.
Being commander of this army brings great challenge and even greater opportunity. I hope you realize that, sir.
I do believe I know what I am undertaking. I am ready.
I look forward to seeing your strategy play out.
I am truly sensible with this high honor done me in this appointment. I do not think myself equal to the command I am honored with. I know I was an officer in the French-Indian War, but I have some concerns as well. That was a different fight. That war did not mean as much as this to me. This is a fight for our freedom. I want to put forth my best effort.
But putting you out there is nearly an impossible challenge. The British outnumber us, outplan us, and can get reinforcements practically every day.
To do it, we will have to be conservative with our resources and men. But I do believe we can defeat the British Army. I have faith in the men who will be in the army.
So be it.
Henry Knox is looking for cannons for the noble train of artillery.
General Knox, I hear you're going to get some cannon. Why don't you take a look around?
This is going to be
great. We're going to take these cannons and use them for the siege of Boston. The army needs these guns. Yes, these will do the job very well. Overall, with ammunition, it would be about 60 tons. We probably can't make it. They'll just get stuck in the snow. Wait! We could put them on some big oxen-pulled sleds. Oh, when General Washington sees these guns, they're going to be perfect for the siege of Boston. They might even change the tide of the war.
These cannons are way too heavy. We can't bring these all the way to Boston.
I was also doubting our ability to do this. I was thinking that we could put it on some big, oxen-pulled sleds.
Wait, what? You can't just bring 60 tons of artillery all the way to Boston. That's about 300 miles. Why would you do this?
In fact, the Continental Army is facing a shortage of heavy artillery, just like these.
I still don't get how we're going to get the sleds.
General Washington gave me 1,000 pounds for the journey, so we can use the money to buy the materials to build the sleds.
You have to cross multiple bodies of water. How do you cross them?
For that, we will use a boat. In fact, a gondola would do just fine. I have decided we're going to need 60 of these guns. The lot will be very useful for the Continental Army. Now start moving these guns out. By Benedict Arnold to become a spy.
Hey, I've wondered about this for a long time. I've decided that I want to be a spy, but I want you to be a spy with me, so that we can be spies together.
I'm not sure. I used to be on the American side, but now I'm on the British. I think that's enough.
We are going to do it together, and the Britain will be there for us. If we get caught, there are people that will send you. They're devilish. What will you do with them?
But what if I get hurt? I won't be able to do anything again.
First, we have to catch us, and also, all we have to do is get information from the Americans and China to the Britain.
If I say yes, I'll be a spy, which is thrilling, and I'll get a lot of money, which is good since women don't get that much money. But the cost of being caught is death, and I don't want that to happen. But if I say no, I'll have to separate from my husband and be a maid like every other woman, which is exhausting. And I don't get paid that much either, since my mom and dad can't help me since they're in America, so I have to do everything myself. I made my decision. I want to be a spy. 2 partners? 2 partners.
Abigail Adams is talking to Elizabeth Smith about writing the 1776 letters about the Declaration of Independence to John Adams. I'm so glad you came. How was your trip over?
Splendid. Where did John run off to?
He's writing the Declaration of Independence. I'm so happy for him.
And?
It's really hard to explain.
Try me.
Well, like always, I want him to come home as soon as possible. And I need him to remember us women. They're talking about independence, and I need them to pay more attention to what we want.
I understand, Abigail. If you really think these men will, it's been like this for as long as anyone can remember.
And that's exactly the problem. The men can do anything, but the women aren't as free. It's not like we're servants, but we are limited, and the men barely have as many boundaries as us. We need to put an end to that. John must remember that arbitrary power is like most other things, which is very hard. It's likely to be broken, and notwithstanding all wise laws, we have it in our power, not only to free ourselves, but to throw both their natural and legal authority at our feet. We can and we will do all in our power to be seen, to be heard, and to be treated just as good as the men.
What do you have in mind?
Well, we need to send word to John telling him that all men would be tyrants if they could. And if us women are not taken attention to,
We will fight back. This idea is sounding better by the second. I will use everything I can in the world. Then I shall leave you to it. March 31st, 1776. Dearest John.
Thomas Jefferson is meeting with Robert R. Livingston of New York and John Adams of Massachusetts to sign the Declaration of Independence if they think it should be ratified. You're gathered here today to sign the Declaration of Independence if you guys think it should be ratified. As a representative of Virginia, I think it should be ratified because we've been ruled too long by filthy Great Britain. But if you sign this document, you will be a wanted man and maybe putting your family in danger too. Why is John taking so long? Oh no, does he not think it should be ratified and that we should be ruled by Great Britain? No, that can't be true. He's my friend. He would support me.
I want my freedom, and if I die, I shall be honored. Massachusetts will not tolerate the rule of filthy Great Britain. I will fight for what is right, and I will not give up so easily. Nice job, mate. Now for Mr. Livingston.
New York calls me. I will send my cousin the bill to sign the Declaration of Independence. I support you 100% of the way I promise.
People might think this is just a piece of parchment, but no, it's much more than that. It's our way to a better future. Hopefully we can have other representatives sign and we can get our freedom from Great Britain. Long live America!
Like others said, this battle is like a hill in our history. We are at the top of the hill right now. We are in the middle of the battle and no one knows who will prevail right now. It seems even the fact with no way of winning. There are decisions that people have to decide. Which path are you going to take, patriots or loyalists? We can almost see the bottom of the hill, but there's still a long way down until we can declare independence from Britain.
George Washington asked Nathan Hale to go on a mission to spy on the British.
Who wants to go on a mission to spy on the British? Anyone?
I will go.
Hale, are you sure you know what you're getting yourself into? How about I give you some time to think about it?
Should I do this? Maybe I shouldn't. However, I love my country. I will have to be brave and show no sign of fear. I think I will go. Wait, breathe. This is my life. Is it worth it? If no one goes, we don't find something about the British soon. Who knows what they will do? And if no one goes, many others will die. And if I don't succeed, or at least try, thousands of people will die. Yes, I think I will be a spy. Yes, I do.
Okay, let's give it up for Nathan Hale.
Alexander Hamilton is going to be asked to be George Washington's right-hand man. Am I in trouble?
Welcome, Hamilton. Have you met Bird yet?
Yes, you can say that.
Anyway, I have a piece of outplay with perspective. After all, we're on the way out. Hello, I've heard of you. How have you been? Good. How are you? Good.
Why am I here?
Well, I know you've had a lot of hard times when you were younger, but you have this hunger and intensity that could really impact your troops, and there's been a lot of decisions to make everywhere, but it has been hard to be there every single time. I'm in need of assistance badly.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that I need help, and that help is you.
How am I supposed to take this job? I'm just an orphan. Also, why would he choose me? There are so many other people in the world. Also, this job could eventually lead to the end of my life. Wait, is it worth it? But on the other hand, I could be in the action I've always wanted to be in. My father always told me, do what you love, so I think I'm going to take this job. I'm going to take it off.
So, all right, hand.
Sybil Ludington began her 40-mile ride from New York to Danbury, Connecticut to warn of the coming British attack.
The lobster backs are heading towards Denver, sir. Hurry, please, thanks so much.
We need someone to gather the troops. Who will? I will. Sewell, it's a long and dark journey with you. The gold remaining, but the future stick it all. But Father, you need to stay here and leave them when they arrive, so I must go. I wish this wasn't so, but this is our only option. Troops must come right away. Got my legs. I'll run as fast as I can. Be safe and don't get caught.
What are you doing here, Sybil?
No time to explain. The lobster rats are coming. We need to prepare the town for an attack.
Do you want to come inside and rest? I'm so exhausted from riding in the storm. I've already gone farther than Paul Revere, and if we go back, I'll run 40 miles. A bed sounds nice right now, but I promised Father that I would be back by dawn with the troops. I must keep going.
Thank you, sir. But I promised Father that I would be back with the militia.
Okay, stay tuned.
Benjamin Franklin, agent of the Continental Congress, is negotiating with King Louis III. Good afternoon, Your Royal Highness.
Monsieur Franklin, why are you here today? I only have 10 minutes, so don't waste my precious time.
I am not just here to ask you to assist the colony. I'm here to ask for more than that. I'm here to ask for a treaty where if you help us in our war, we will help you in the future.
What do I get out of this?
I am very well aware the revolution must happen, and the only way to do so is the assistance of the French. Otherwise, there is no way the colonists could succeed against England. The king will agree, at least. I hope so. I'm not completely sure he believes in the revolution. Okay, this isn't a science experiment. I just need to convince the king that we will succeed, and this is worth doing. Just don't know exactly how. We definitely can't be taxed for that kind of representation, or have British orders live in our homes. If the colonies continue to listen to the king, I don't even want to think about what happened. I have a plan. I have reason to understand you've lost England. This will be your advantage. All you need to do is agree to give us soldiers and what we need, and we will help you in the future.
I always love revenge, but this could very well bankrupt the French government. And the success of the army is uncertain.
You defeated the British in battle at Saratoga. All we need is a little more success. We'll help the French. There will be revolution.
What do you think?
This will be good to France. I promise. Not only will you get revenge from the king, but you'll also get support later on.
come to conclude that having a line with you will be better for friends. Yes, we will have to ask truly. Thank you for promising to guys.
Marie Antoinette is complaining to Louis XVI that they shouldn't send French troops to war. Why is everyone making France bankrupt? It wasn't me. Nice to see you, Bonnie. I can't believe the people. Just something I didn't expect. I just told you. Louis XV did the same thing and the people didn't react. I can't process this. I think it's mad.
Marie, I have some things to tell you.
Yes?
So you know how America and Britain are in a war? Since we in Britain, I was going to send French troops to help America fight the British.
No, it's going to cost so much money and you're already bankrupt.
Then earn the money.
How exactly? You won't listen to me.
I don't know. You're the queen. It's your problem and not mine.
Well, the key has more power and the people actually listen to you.
The Americans have proven themselves worthy of our help.
Well, I think we could if we have our money, but I don't think we can because we are
Whatever. I'm still sending.
Angelica Schuyler and her husband John Baker Church are meeting Benjamin Franklin in Paris, France. Hello, my name is Angelica Schuyler Church, and this is my husband John Baker Church.
It's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you both. Now, shall we sit down? Tea? So, I heard the colonists were getting angry at Britain again.
Yes, with everything happening, that has to get Britain's attention.
I think it already has got the king order calling his attention.
So, Benjamin, how is convincing the French going?
It's very hard. They're very stubborn. So I heard. More tea?
Yes, please.
So, Angelica, are you still writing letters to Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson?
I write to Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson a lot, and they actually take my opinions into account. That's a huge deal for me because I'm a woman and our opinions don't get valued by men's. I'm just so proud that my opinions are actually valued. Yes, I write to them a lot, and the last one I wrote was about how Benjamin Lincoln surrendered soldiers to the British.
I actually enjoyed Justin's writing very much and take her opinions into account.
Fascinating. I'm so happy there was happy on both ends of this horrible conflict.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
It was a pleasure to meet you both, and I can't wait till our next guest.
Takes over the cannon for her wounded husband and fights in the battle.
Thank you for coming at the battle. Be a great help, but don't stay away until you're hurt.
Thank you for looking out for me. I'm glad to help.
Molly, we're here. Can you bring us water and see how you did about to start the battle?
Sure.
I need water.
I need a pitcher of water.
I'm coming.
Are you feeling okay? Do you need anything? You're going to feel right. I'm okay. Thank you for bringing me to the shade and giving me the water.
Oh, my arm. I've been shot. I need help.
going to be okay, but someone has to take over the cannons. I have always wanted to fight, and this could be my chance. But it's very dangerous, and if something happens to me, who will help my husband? If I don't fight, we could all be ambushed and everyone could die. Every practice with the soldiers, I watch them load and fire a cannon. I can do it. Someone has to. I'll do it. I am doing it. I am fighting in a hot, fierce battle. I knew I could do it. I will fight all day if I have to. If I am brave enough to fight in this battle, I am brave enough to do anything.
Anna Strong is deciding whether or not to join the Cobra Spirings along with Abraham Woodall and Robert Townsend.
Good day, sir. What have you got there?
It's a letter from Benjamin Talbridge offering me a spot to join the Cobra Spiring. I'm told if I should join, I should pass information from Boston Road to Caleb Brewster. I think I'm going to join. Although getting information from Caleb Brewster may be difficult, you two could help me. So would you like to work with me?
I don't know. I'd like to help with the war, but I'm not sure I'm exactly cut out to be a spy. Being a spy has its pros and cons. If I become a spy, I'll get to do something rather than caring for this house. I'll also get to take action to pursue something that I think is right. And as a woman, there are not a lot of opportunities like that. But there's also the risk of being caught. Nathan Hale got hanged for spying. I can get caught just as easily with the British officers in my house. Maybe I can arrange some sort of code with Abraham and Caleb. Maybe Caleb can signal me somehow. Then, I'll hang a black petticoat to signal Abraham. After all, he can see my house from his. Then, I'll hang a certain number of handkerchiefs to tell Abraham where to meet Caleb. I've made up my mind.
I don't know if I want to become a spy, Abraham. How about you, Anna?
I've made a decision. I have an idea of how I can help you with your problem of getting information to Caleb. Robert, what's your final decision?
I will also become a spy. I look forward to working with you.
Why don't you tell me your ideas and head back to our homes?
That sounds good, shall we? And her brother Jonathan are sitting in the parlor discussing the war efforts.
Good evening. Glad to see you.
Good evening. What's wrong? I am conflicted. I don't know what to do. I can't just sit around reading. I have to do something.
What do you have in mind for you, sister? You will go to the Continental Army or help the Rangers.
Interesting thoughts, brother, but I have other ideas. I want to do what's right and fight for my country. Why do I want to make the incredibly risky decision to fight with other men? Isn't it obvious? Standing around and watching my homeland get beat from below is unbearable. I can't just sit around. I have to do something with my life. After 8 whole years as an indentured servant, I'm restless, being to travel and explore other pursuits. Knowing that my options as a woman are limited, I want to step out of my way and do something women aren't meant to do. I want to find a job that will affect my life along with others. Just thinking about the future I could pave, fighting for mine and others' freedom makes me anxious. I will not let myself waste my life while others have the responsibility and pride to help our young country.
No, I do not permit you to do this. You're a woman and you have to act like one. So you can make a baby.
I have to. I can't live like this. I want to have the need to protect this hill forest.
If you say so.
Arnold meets with Major John Andres to propose a deal to hand over West Point and its men. King, I am pleased to meet you, Major John Gray. My wife Peggy has spoken kindly of you. Nice to meet you. Sir, if you please, may I speak with you privately a moment?
Yes, you may, sir. How can I help you?
I want to propose a deal. I was wondering if you'd be interested in the deal.
What sort of deal?
I was thinking that you would be interested in information that would lead to the surrender of Fort West Point and its men.
Are you mad, sir? Going against the rebels? And what may I ask that I have to give you?
I know this is ludicrous for me to have been a turncoat. Why did I make this deal? Washington will not be happy with this at all. Well, this is my only way out of debt. If not, I'm going to face Washington, this so-called court. A mere 20,000 pounds. I appear to document showing your best sound place for you to attack. This will be the greatest advantage for you and your men. It's right on the point in the Hudson River.
I have come to a conclusion. I will accept your offer and we will attack soon.
Great, thank you. Good luck with that. Ethan Allen and Benedict Arnold getting ready for battle on top on the road. General Arnold, Corporal, together we'll take over Ticonderoga from the British.
Okay, let's do this, Alan.
Soldiers, be ready for battle.
General Allen? Yes. To be killed or captured?
Kill the soldiers but capture their captain.
Sir, yes, sir.
I told this to get back at the British. I went to my parents when I was on the 5th-grade. I cried and cried until as long as I cried until the family was gone. Now, 30 years later, I'm ready to get revenge. I'll now take over Ticonderoga from the British government.
Charge!
Lafayette overhears Benedict Arnold and General Cornwallis talk about their plans to attack the colonists. Lafayette rides out to tell the colonists of the British plans to attack.
General Cornwallis, we must discuss the next attack on the colonists. We shall go to Yorktown. The colonists will most likely be informed of our presence, but what they'll not know is that we held back half a mile or so from the town.
But where would we hide from the Russians? What if the colonists pass by, we will guarantee be swatted.
This is where we outsmart them. They think we took their path because it's quicker. Then they'll do the same and post ambushing us from behind. Thinking that they outsmart us, or rather be the other way around.
Haha, but it will rather be the other way around on me, for I am a spy. You foolishly let in a fugitive slave, and now you speak of your plans to ambush the colonists in front of him? Oh, Benedict, such a fool you are. I must get to General Lafayette, and quickly. If I am caught by Benedict, I am a dead man for sure. I must hurry quickly and silently to be sure not to wake the general. I don't want to start a manhunt that will lead to the colonist camp. Lafayette has put a large responsibility into my hands. Safe. Now all I need to do is get back to my tent and not be caught by a British soldier.
General Lafayette receives information from the spy and talks to George Washington about the possible attack on Yorktown. James, what on earth are you doing here? I sent you to spy on the British.
Yes, I know, and I'm so sorry, sir. It's just that General Cornwallis and those men have landed at Yorktown.
Where's Yorktown?
On the peninsula just south of us, sir.
Wait, we can end the revolution. I just had a plan. blocking Cornwallis, cutting his aid off, and attacking from land, forcing him to surrender. This could finally end the war. They might mean risk. Other troops might attack us. I must consult General Washington. James, thank you. Can you please fight General Washington for me?
I would love to listen.
Please sit down. I have to tell you that the French helpers reinforced Cornwallis to surrender.
Good idea, Lafayette.
Shall we start the attack?
Go ahead. I shall call in more troops to contact the French army.
In 1781, General Cornwallis and General Rochambeau and George Washington combined forces and forced Cornwallis and his army to surrender at Yorktown. It's over, Cornwallis. We have tended to our wounded and we've counted our dead. We have lost so many, yet we won our independence while you were hiding in the cave.
Have you negotiated the terms of surrender? It has to be a war doing. You couldn't have just played the game with Rochambeau. Unless I surrender, and I'll lead my men back to Yorktown, and your ammunition from the British is secure.
So I would like to conclude. We have blocked Chesapeake Bay and the outskirts of Yorktown, making it impossible for Cornwallis to call in reinforcements. The British have surrendered. I have accomplished what I was meant to do. A new life is yet to come for the French and the Americans, but what would brother say? That is such a young age, but we'll be proud. The War of Independence is ours. The Revolution is ours. This is it. Raise a glass to freedom!
Our new nation has had its fair shares of ups and downs. Important choices have been made and challenges have been overcome. Treaties have been made and broken, and all to overcome this huge hill to freedom. Though most people aren't free, they have committed a path towards a new nation. John Adams is discussing signing the Paris Treaty with Ben Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, which officially ends the American Revolution. To think how far we've gone to get here, and now it's all ending because of one treaty. What do you think will happen to America after this? The Revolutionary War has shaped the country itself.
Well, you might as well get it over.
But was it worth making the deal with France? What will we have to owe them after this? Has Benjamin done the right thing? The Commission has no problem signing the treaty, but the future of America lies in our hands. We must make the decision that leads America to hope and prosperity. Today determines the fate of our country. And what will Britain think? We can't afford to lose any more lives.
Who did I sign first? Let's see. I, Benjamin Franklin, hereby make an end to all the massacres that have led up to this day, and doff down all terms and conditions France has set for us.
Let's see. Shall I go next? I, Thomas Jefferson, let America be free from the talons of the dreaded British Army and open America's dreams to new opportunities for liberty and justice. I, John Adams, hereby end the Revolutionary War. Our country agrees to the terms and conditions France has set for us. We shall now claim the country as our own and fight for justice. In time of faith and life, we always make the best decisions, my friend.
If we have made the right decisions, let's hope America will prosper.
Let fate do the job. Betsy Ross was asked by George Washington, George Ross, and Robert Morris to help make the American flag. It's so hard to take care of all my children. I can't afford to lose another. Who might be at the door? I don't recall inviting someone. Oh, good day, President George. Good day, George Ross. Come in, sit down. Who did you bring with you? This is Robert Morris. We were wondering if you could do the honors of making the American flag.
You know how good you are at sewing. You always sew the ruffles to my sleeve.
Would I? It would be amazing. I mean, it would be an honor. What design do you have so far?
We have this so far. We're not sure how to make it better.
Well, I think we could have stars on the top left corner, and we don't really need this design, but it's truly up to you. No, that sounds better.
I don't know. Why don't you draw for us?
How about this? Looks good.
Looks wonderful. I can't wait to see the flag.
Could this really be happening? I'm making the American flag? I mean, yes, I've made some other flags for the military, but the American flag, everyone will salute to it, and my children will be so proud of me. I will have it done in 2 weeks. Thank you. Good day. I'm finally done. I can't wait to show George Washington, Robert Morris, and my good friend George Ross. Good day. Come in. I am done with the flag.
It looks amazing, Mrs. Ross.
Now that is something that I will salute to.
Yeah, truly unbelievable talent, Miss Ross.
Molly Grant is talking with Joseph Grant after getting the letter about the British going back on the deal we had. This is outrageous. I thought we had a deal.
I know. They promised us land and gave us nothing. They also took our territory as our own.
This is not fair. We did so much for them. We helped them through the Revolutionary War. And what did we get in return? Nothing. I'm tired of keeping the Mohawk warriors allied to the British, and now all my hard work is blown away like a piece of paper in the wind. We need to do something. We need to do something big, showing them we're not just powerless people.
This is outrageous. We can't just let our people meet the British. We have to stay strong.
Yes, we need to stay strong. For our people.
For our people.
Elizabeth Mumbet Freeman is going to court so she can be a free African-American woman.
Order in the court. Now both of you tell me your sides. Miss Ashley, if you would start us off.
Sir, you must listen. I bought her with my own money. Therefore, she is my property. She is also indeed the most efficient site my husband and I own.
Thank you. Elizabeth?
I believe in the new Bill of Rights, it says something about everyone being treated equally. And I am one representative of many poorly treated slaves who are not being treated with the same care and respect as the men and women who own us.
I've taken both sides of the cap, but it seems as though women has the right to be free.
Is this possible? Did I actually free myself? I took the case to court, and I did it. I will forever be grateful, and I shall encourage others to do the same, to fight for what they believe is right. Because chances are, if something doesn't feel right, it isn't right. I have been enslaved my whole life. That's nearly 35 years. And I'm about to walk out of this room free.
Sir, you must understand. You cannot free her. She... Miss Ashley?
I believe I can. You're both excused. Thank you, sir.
Alexander Hamilton is getting asked by George Washington if he wants to be his treasurer.
For my treasurer, I choose Alexander Hamilton.
Can you believe this, Alexander? You just got picked to be George Washington's treasurer. This is magnificent. Ever since your mother died and your father left you, you beat through hard times. And now you find yourself here? Look how far you've come. You've had so many jobs, but not as good as the job you were just appointed to. This job, you could express your ideas and feelings more. You could finally have your ideas come alive. You can show them that you're fit for this job. Now get in there and show them that you're fit for this.
Philip Hamilton and his friend Stephen Price get the word that George Eaker's at the West Indian Theater. After drinking a little too much, they set off to find Eaker. Philip is still mad at him for playing lies about his father 3 months earlier. Stephen, we have to find Eaker.
Look, is this really worth it?
Yes, if anyone wants with my father, they mess with me.
Okay. Oh, look, there he is. At a box one.
Good. Remember, down. On a theater now.
Yes. Go away.
George! You should have watched your mouth when you spoke about my father. Who are you? What are you? Wait a minute. You're Philip Hamilton, Alexander's son, right? How? Where are you here? You know exactly why I'm here. You said lies about my father. Your father is a swine. I didn't say anything that wasn't true. Don't you say a word about my father! No! First, why did this man say these things about my father? I mean, he could have said nothing and none of this would have ever happened in the first place. Yet, here we are up in a box and about to fight. I'm nervous, but I have to do this for my father. So here I am, fighting over lies. Everything.
All of you have disturbed the piece of theater. Everyone, out!
Hamilton, this is not the last you've heard of me.
Benjamin Banneker is reflecting on his education, and George Ellicott is thanking him.
I finally got around to hearing all the astronomy talk that I promised you.
Thank you, George. I was starting to doubt that you were going to bring it all.
A deal's a deal. We promised that if you taught me about astronomy, I would purchase new equipment for you. Where did you gain all this knowledge?
I just kept trying. I was self-educated. My grandmother gave me the books and taught me how to read.
And you didn't even go to school?
I didn't go to school because no schools would accept me because of my race. I'm so proud of myself. I'm one of the only people with the smarts of Benjamin Franklin, and I'm son of a free African slave. I was able to make a clock without ever seeing one before. I also predicted where stars and planets would be. What I really mean to say is this was not an easy path, but it's been worth it.
Thank you for always believing in me.
I'm so happy to be your friend.
James Madison is seeking the results for the 1808 election.
Sir, my husband sent me to give you this letter. It's the election results. Sir, I know this is a bit weird, but can I stay and see the results? Please?
Yeah, sure. You know what? I can't do this. You open it.
James, you won!
I'm the president. I'm the 4th president of the United States of America. This is a big deal. What now? I mean, now that I'm participating. Heck, this would be the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. What if I can't do it? What if I fail? What if I make bad choices? What if America doesn't like me? What if... No. I worked harder than I've ever worked to get this. I can't just say no after I already won, let alone say no before I even officially start my proceedings. Yeah, I will do this. Not that anything stop me. I can't believe it, actually. 45 years ago, I bet I was the last kid who looks like to become a leader of any kind, let alone the president. Just can't believe how far I've come. Way to go, James.
In 1818, at the firehouse, Molly Williams helped the firefighters take down the big fire across the street. Molly.
Yes, ma'am.
Go do some food for the firefighters.
Yes, master.
Fire! Fire! Is that a fire? What's happening? A fire's from that across the street.
Come on, get the first aid kit.
Shall I help too?
Of course, we need everyone.
Wow, this is a huge deal. Help the firefighters take down the fire. But what should I do? What if I don't make it afterwards? Okay, enough, Molly. Go take that fire down. Yeah, come on, let's go.
Now that we've climbed over our hill, with making choices to choose our path and challenges to overcome, we now get to the beauty and freedom of the field on the other side. America will have to climb many more hills, each one making a path for us. As we look back on this hill, it will be one of the steepest hills, as it is one of our most important events of history.